Lower bites.
20 years ago, the world was in recovery. After surviving a worldwide assault on the human race, the Omnic crisis was defeated. Humanity had survived and had to rebuild what was once lost. Different nations faced different challenges, and some were more deadly than others. 10 years of silence, and suddenly South Korea was attacked by a hulking, massive monster of an Omnic that had climbed out from the East China Sea. Rampaging along the coast of Korea, the damage was horrifying. The nation forged together to face this threat, barely succeeding in pushing the Omnic back into the sea and back under the waves. And though they had won the day, they had not won the battle, and the Omnic had survived. Desperate to be ready, the government focused themselves on creating some kind of defense against any possible future attacks. The MEKA was created, a mechanized armored drone that could be controlled remotely, so no one would have to risk their life to defend Korea, the perfect solution. And sure enough, the monster from the sea came back again. Reformed and equipped with better weapons, the Omnic was back and ready to win. The mechas were deployed and the battle began. Yet it was short-lived, as it was a fantastic success. The Omnic was driven back once again, but yet again, it had survived. The mecha units could not follow it back into the water. Given their great success, hope blossomed under the guard of the wonderful mechas. The Omnic returned again and again, but despite its continued advancement of weapons and capabilities, the mecha units succeeded, driving it back each and every time. Victory was in sight, and the Korean government was ready to end this battle once and for all. Hope had won the day. That hope was crushed the day the Omnic returned, with technology to nullify the remote capabilities of the mechas. No longer could they be controlled from a safe distance, someone had to pilot them. Desperate to find anyone who could pilot these advanced mechs, the government found their answer in a very unlikely place. Pro gamers. I know, what kind of fuckery is this, right? Do you think Seagull would protect Korea from a giant robot monster if they gave him a mech? I think he would. Given their unique requirements to be piloted, the mechas needed someone with lightning-fast reflexes and instincts to survive. Again, pro gamers. What? Hana Song, champion of Korean esports, known for her insane skills and ability to win no matter what. Her strategies in game were simply merciless and exactly what was needed to use these mechs. But Hana, she could not help but see her mission as a new game, and therefore faces the battles in her mech with no fear, working together with her fellow members of the mecha unit, fiercely defending her nation, refusing to let it fall like others have. Hana now stands ready and willing to face any threat posed to her home, waiting for her chance to face this Godzilla-style Omnic again. A pro gamer since the age of 16 after winning her first world championship, Hana was famously known as her online alias, D.va. But after leaving that life behind to fight, Hana could not help but miss parts of her former life, which is why she began streaming the combat operations, which gave her fans an entirely new way to follow her exploits and experience real combat, see real combat. Madly, her following grew massively from the world watching her face these Omnics or other threats. This transformed D.va from the pride of Korean gaming into a global icon against the threats that came from the Omnic crisis. My question is, could this have been conditioned into the viewers? After the horrors that had happened during the Omnic crisis, many must have felt pure hatred for the Omnics, just like Zarya does, for example. So they might get extreme pleasure out of seeing Omnic's destruction via these streams, which is messed up, man. Damn, that's Korean. Is Korean food crunchy? Maybe. I'm really excited about the potential for a D.va cinematic or comic that will show us a visual style of this. I think that seeing her pilot the mech for the first time would be really fucking cool. Go from her life of a pro gamer into someone who's literally fighting in a war against a giant Omnic. I can't believe that she would be happy to do that, but there's every chance that she simply had no choice. And the thought of seeing her face this colossal Omnic. I want to know what it looks like. You'll have seen examples in this video that I'll have got from different giant Omnics that have been shown before, but we've never actually seen a picture of this Omnic, the one that came from the sea, that would leave and come back with bigger and better weapons. Who was controlling it? Or maybe it just has its own mind, but the question is, where the hell was it getting its weapons and advancements and shit? Now, on the other hand, Lucio is also a global icon, popular for his exploits against the Vishkar Corporation and inspiring hope in those whose lives were broken by the Omnic Crisis. D.va has a really similar story, popular from the remnants of the Omnic Crisis. They'd both grown up just after the crisis, not really knowing the horrors and what had happened to the world, but living and growing up in the harsh years that followed. So I can understand why together, in-game, we see them respecting each other as friends and talents. They have similarities. They're both celebrities who actively fight against those that would hurt the world. It's a really cool friendship, and if you'd like to learn more about Lucio's lore, then definitely check out my recent lore bite on the man himself. D.va had grown up in a country under attack by an Omnic-style Godzilla happening at random around her home. Isn't it crazy that this girl grew up under threat of this big bad enemy and she didn't seem remotely afraid to fight it, knowing the damage that it's caused her entire life? I also think, just like Lucio, D.va would fit really well into the second generation of Overwatch, reformed Overwatch and its new heroes. So as the story progresses, that's definitely something I think we will see. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's lore bite. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it, it really helps me. And please, suggest who you'd like to hear about next for the following lore bite in the comments. This was also the first time I've ever used Adobe Premiere to edit a video. It's much more advanced and a standard for professional editors, so it's something new for me and a bit of a step forward for me and my channel. So I hope you noticed this new style of editing and I hope it was better. Anyway, onwards to bigger and better. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.